Project update. The backup camera, rear observation camera. For those of you that remember, I was placing it up on the dashboard and it was falling down into the little well and just flopping around and being a little obnoxious. Hey Camping Nation, welcome back to another episode. Like I said before, we are revisiting the backup camera installation. I'm touching up on some things that I left loose ends, basically. So what I'm doing here is I am unbolting the monitor off of that piece of metal that I'm using, that I fabbed up as a base. Okay, so then first off, I'm sure you guys remember what this is. Ignore the mess. None of this is real. For the backup camera, or rear observation camera actually. So I've got a thought. If you remember, it sits too low into that little cubby hole and it kind of flops around. So I grabbed these off of something that was getting thrown in the trash. Their little feet. It was actually off of an office partition wall. And here we are probably a couple weeks later. I don't even know how long it was. But anyways, I'm drilling holes in that flat piece of steel to place those feet in. Then I'm using the Unibit to make the holes a little bit bigger. And then same thing on the mounting bracket for the actual monitor. Hog out a couple holes, put the feet on the piece of flat stock, and here we go, putting it all together. I can't even keep up with it. So now you can see the feet raise it up off the floor, or the bottom of the pocket that this thing sits in on the dash. And that's going to make it a little bit nicer. It's not going to be flopping around or rattling around in the hole like this. See, now, yeah, I don't know how well you can see this. Probably better without it. But now you see this it stands up in here. I can push it back a little bit and have room for sunglasses or something right here. Or bring it up here and try and bring it up out of the sun. But that is going to be a whole lot better than what it was. I still need to adjust it because that one is a little low. But it sits in there a lot nicer. And I still need to drill a hole in the dash for that wire. It's going to come up like right down in there. That's a win. So now let's go ahead and get this cable routed. I have no idea why this rubber tray is being such a pain. It's literally just sitting there. Next, we take off this speaker grill cover thing. It is as easy as it looks, but it is also a pain. If I remember right, there's 3 tabs right up there on that leading edge, and they are hard to pop up. There we go. Man, that's brutal. All right, so now that I've got this piece off, the speaker cover, I'm going to take the wrong tools and take these 2 bolts out. Those 2 bolts, if memory serves, that's the only thing that's holding this down. Maybe I have to pop this off too. I don't know. We'll find out here in a second. Okay. Yes. There we go. Is that screw still in? Aha. You press in on this little tab right here and pull straight down. It unplugs the speaker. When you're trying to pop this up from here, you don't want to pry against this plastic because it will scratch up this plastic here. It'll scratch up this plastic. So you saw what I did as I pulled it up and I was able to get in there and push in on this clip. And once I popped this one up, I was able to just rip the whole thing out. So this wire also came with the backup camera kit. It has the plug on one end, and on the other end, it just has the wires. And this is for hardwiring into the system. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to be disassembling all this again come spring, maybe December. All depends how cold it is. For Christmas, I'm getting a phone mount that goes here, and I've got to get back behind it to the bolts. I don't want to tear this apart and have to redo it again. That's how you wear out and lose bolts and nuts and tabs and what have you. All I'm going to do is tap into this 12 volts plug on the dash, on the back side of it. And then that way I will have power up here whenever this is hot. Which, if I remember right, this is hot anytime the door gets open and the body control module wakes up. So it's not hot 24/7, but it's not only with the key on either. It's somewhere in between. That was the only reason I took these two bolts out, was hoping that I could just pull this off easily. I'd watched a YouTube video on it not too long ago, but it was long enough ago that I don't remember how all this comes apart. But I do know that it's easy to wear out these snips, these clips and stuff. So all I'm going to do for right now, I'm just going to toss those in there. Let's plug this bad boy in. There we go. You don't need to go full torque on these. It's just plastic. Just snug them down and maybe give them a little little bit of a turn on the ratchet. These are 8mm head, which converts to a 5/16 if all you have is American sized sockets. Yep, 5/16. Okay. Yeah, I don't even have to do anything here. Let me see something here. Yep. There we go. From the driver's seat and the passenger seat, you can't see that. It's invisible. So I can throw all my junk up there, my cell phone charger, stylus, whatever kind of crap you carry up in there, and it works as the cubby hole. Now, when it's time to go camping, you put all that crap away, you break out your screen, plug it in, there you go. There are no cords hanging down from the monitor. Now, something else I'm thinking of doing, when I get that phone mount, I'm thinking of running the USB cord through the inside of the dash also. That way, I don't have a USB cord hanging down. Once my phone mount is actually on here and mounted properly, this is not, this is my magnetic mount. It goes in there. But this is why I want to replace it. So it's going to go on there. And you see this cord just gets in the way and it looks ugly. It's not that big of a pain, but it could be better. So now I'm thinking I should probably run this phone cord inside the dash. Plugs in here to hook up to the sync. Is that what they call it? Sync. Yeah, hooks up to the stereo system. And what I could do is probably just drill a hole right in here, in there, and run the regular cable through there and up through the back and pop it out a hole right beside that one and plug in. Because we all know these phone cords are temporary. They're not permanent. You get about, what, a year out of these? But that would get rid of that trashy looking stuff also. But for now, this is amazing. Now also look at how it's sitting in there. It's no longer down inside and rattling around on the floor. It's got these feet now. That works great. And while this does, I don't want to say creates a blind spot, because it's not really a blind spot, but it does hinder visibility a little bit, but it's not as bad as I was thinking. This device is also going to get moved. That is my dash cam. And since I don't need to see this bright light shining me in the eyes when I'm driving at night, and in all reality, that's a nice place to have it, but I don't need to see it. I don't even need to know that it exists unless I need to review the footage. So I'm going to put that right up here behind the rearview mirror. That way, it disappears. It is out of my sight altogether. And then I'm also going to wire it up better, because right now I have the wire going, it loops up into the A-pillar and it comes down. I got it down in here, and then it goes under the dash. Then I got it coming around over here, and then it's tucked in underneath here on the console. But here's what I hate. It comes up here and gets plugged in the console. So I want to hook it up, power it up over here, run the wire over here, up the A-pillar and across, and have the wire just come out like right here. Like right here. And then right there's the camera. It'll be invisible until I need it. I'll just have a little bit of light behind the mirror, and that's fine. All that's going to wait until later on, until after I get the new phone mount. But that's the update on that. I'm going to call this finished, even though I still need to hook up power to that cord. I'll probably just cover that when I move everything else if I feel that it's worthy of an episode. So I guess that's it for this update. Clicking the like and the subscribe, all that good stuff. Hit the bell. That way you know exactly when the stuff hits, which of course is supposed to be at 3 o'clock every Monday, but doesn't always seem to happen. If you click the bell, then you'll know exactly when it comes down and hits. If I don't see you in the comments, we'll see you in the campgrounds come springtime. Take it easy.